March that we're going to kick off today with you. So I am going to go over, before we start, the behavior expectations. What we do in assembly is we make sure that we are focused up front, even if we are sitting in the back. Because there's going to be a lot of things that are happening up here, lots of information, so we need to make sure that we are focused on what's going on up here. Any of the staff members that are seated around will give you a friendly reminder if you're not focused or if you're talking, but then they will ask you to move. So please make sure you are slanting, facing the speaker, and giving 100% effort with that. Do you want to go over a couple of quick things? When we're doing our Student of the Month, when it's a grade level and we give our silent round of applause, let me see what that looks like. Oh, silence, no noise. And now when we say, let's give it up for the grade level, let's hear that look like. And now we come back in 3, we come back in 2, and we come back in 1. So before we start, well, we are going to get to it in a second. We are going to kick off with our Happiness Month. Does everybody know that today, March 1st, is the first day of our Happiness Month? Yeah. So last year, the staff did a ton of really cool stuff. But this year, we said, why are we having all of the fun without you guys? So we wanted to bring you in, and Mr. Nance, you present and start back at the beginning. We wanted to bring you into the fun. So actually, we have a theme this year for our Happiness Month, and we're calling it Pay It Forward. Does anyone know what Pay It Forward means? Oh, I've got a couple of hands. Hey, Allie, really nice and loud. What does Pay It Forward mean? Yes, that is one good thing. Thank you so much. Yes. Anyone want to add on to it? Daniel? Bingo, bingo. So if someone does something kind to you, you pay it on. So sometimes your parents might have said, hey, guess what? Someone bought me coffee today in the Starbucks drive-thru. And I guess, if I had to guess, they would then buy coffee for the person behind them. So that's like what Alvin and Dan were saying, paying it forward. Doing something nice for others. So that is what is going to be our focus at Blackwell here for the month of March. The way we're going to do that is we are going to transform Blackwell. We are going to wrap it in kindness. Has everyone seen our gratitude garland that's hanging in the front hallway? Okay, so that's like small scale. That's what we did in our Bobcat Buddies. We're actually going to see if we can make it around the building. And you see those arrows down there? That's going to be our Pay It Forward arrows that are constantly moving us forward. So you're thinking, oh, I'm mistaken. How are we going to do this? Great question, guys. We are going to ask each of you to commit to making at least one conscious act of kindness. So not that you do it randomly, like, oh, someone dropped something and I just picked it up for them. That you actually had a plan. I am going to do this for someone. I know that Miss F, she likes coffee. I am going to bring her on Tuesday a coffee. And then I do it. That's a plan for a specific person. So we're going to ask for you guys to commit to doing that. When you do that, there's a couple of really cool things that are going to happen. First, you're going to come to school and you're going to fill out one of these. And these are the arrows, they're going to be blue, that are going to wrap around Blackwell. You're going to put your name, first and last name, and then what you did that was so kind. So I would write my name, Mrs. Sagan, and then I brought a coffee for Miss F. Then I'm going to do what with it? Great question. I'm going to turn it into my teacher. And I can choose one of two things. I'm going to check off that box. I can say, guess what? I want 5 Bobcat bucks for doing that. And then you're done. That's great. You get 5 Bobcat bucks. Or, this is the really cool part, you could enter into a prize booth. I know, right? You're like, what is a prize booth? Well, that is going to be at the end of the month. We're going to put everybody's name into a bin that selected that. And we're going to pick out a lot of kids' names. And there are going to be prizes that you can pick from. Now here's the thing. You might pick it and you might not get the prize. That's okay. It's fun, right? The chance is fun. But you might get a prize and it might be something really cool, like a gift card. It might be something like a special prize. It might be something like a toy. It might be something like free homework passes. So here's the thing. 3, 2, 1. If you choose the prize booth, you do not get the Bobcat box. It's one or the other, and the prize booth is chance. It's like our raffle. So if I were you, you gotta think about that, but I think I'd throw my hat in for a chance to get one of those prizes. So you're thinking, okay, well, we want to wrap the building. What are some examples that I could do that are conscious acts of kindness? You could clean the hallway up. You would say, hey, to your teacher, hey, Mrs. May, I want to clean the hallway. And then you do that. We could clean up outside the building. Hey, Mr. Bob, can I help you with that? You schedule that with him. You could bring in clothes for the community closet. You could write encouraging notes to your classmates, or to your bus driver, or to your teacher. You could write thank you notes to people. You could email someone, and those of us on our Chromebooks, you have that easily accessible to you. You could offer to empty recycle bins or garbage bins. You could help your parents clean your house. You could clean the dishes. And then you're like, well, how am I going to tell my teacher? Well, I'm emailing all of your parents today a Padlet, and they can take a picture or video of you doing this and upload it for all of us to see. So you can do these acts of kindness not just here at school, but also at home. And I would encourage you to do both of those. So these are examples. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have way more ideas than what I came up with here. So be thinking about, what is the one act of kindness I can do this month? Now some of you are like, one is not enough. And I say, go for it. You want to do 5? You want to do 10? You want to do 50? Fantastic. You go for that. If you guys have specific questions about this, we are going to talk with your teachers, and you're going to get a little bit more information, but we wanted to start off Friday before you go to the weekend saying, let's think about our conscious act of kindness. So our goal is 500, which I actually think is a really light goal, because there are about 480 of you, and that's if we all commit to one. So I want us to commit to more of those. So start thinking about what we can do. And again, you either get the prize booth or you get the Bobcat box. You just don't get both. Who's excited about this? Can I have a little bit more excitement? Who's excited about this? All right. So what we are going to do is remind you in the morning, what are your conscious acts of kindness? We will constantly check in with you on this, and it will be something that we talk about regularly to make sure it's in the forefront of our thinking. But now it's time to start our assembly. Can I have the second grade students please stand up? And on the count of 3, you're going to start our Bobcat chant. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Let's give them a round of applause. And we already did this, so we'll do this one later. If I could call up some of our mystery students for our sign language classes, our mystery students, they are going to lead us in our whole school song. That we can do a much much better job than we did last time. So would you please stand up? I want to hear you loud and proud for our school song. And we're going to start off with our raffle, similar to how it would be for our booth. It's a game of chance. So I need a drum roll. Miss Karen, come on down. Can I get another drum roll? Wesley, come on down. It's time to give some honor to Dr. Seuss. We have been celebrating him back in 3, back in 2, back in 1. We have been celebrating him all week. We've been reading his books, we've been watching his books as they're signed to us, and we've been dressing up to go along with some of those books. So it is only fair that we sing happy birthday to Dr. Seuss. So, Miss Neely over here will be signing it, but we can sign and sing at the same time if we like. But on the count of 3, we are going to sing happy birthday to Dr. Seuss. 1, 2, 3. Gonna move on in 3, in 2, and in 1. This month we have been focusing on Speak with Good Purpose. So as your teachers reflected and the staff members reflected this month, we were thinking about students that were really taking the time to speak with good purpose in their conversations with their peers and also with all of the staff members. So what we'd like to do now is recognize these leaders. So I'm going to turn it over to Nicholas for our first grade. chose this student for Student of the Month because he speaks with good purpose in our classroom. He is kind to his classmates and always willing to share his thinking with the class. He knows the difference between time to listen and time to share. Keep up the great work, Jason.
Okay, for Ruth 104, the student that we chose is a true example of the key speaking with good purpose. I can always count on him to use kind and respectful words when speaking with his classmates and teachers. He is honest and direct, but always thinks about what he says before he says it. Congratulations, Vincent. I am nominating this student for the key Speak with Good Purpose because she always uses kind words in our classroom. Her words are not only kind, but they are helpful, positive, and encouraging too. She goes out of her way to make sure that she is being a kind friend to everyone in our classroom. I am so proud of you, Julia. Your kindness does not go unnoticed. She is the first student that comes to mind when I think about speaking with good purpose. She makes it a point to go out of her way to lift others in our class up with her words of encouragement and kind gestures. She is truly the sweetest. Thank you for being an example, Cecilia.
In our classroom, this student always lifts others up with her kind words and actions, and her smile and positive attitude simply light up the room. Congratulations, Esmeralda!
All right, I'm nominating this Student of the Month because she does a fantastic job speaking with good purpose. Her words are always kind, helpful, and encouraging to her friends. Thank you so much, Camden.
All right, the Student of the Month that I chose for room 207 is a true example of speaking with good purpose, along with all the other teams. She is a role model for all of her classmates and is always very respectful. Thank you, Hannah, for being a leader in and out of the classroom. This student truly exemplifies what it means to speak with good purpose. In addition to using her voice to advocate for herself, she is constantly using it to support, encourage, and uplift others. It is an honor to be able to recognize Sherlyn as this month's Student of the Month. And lastly, for room 209, this student was selected for the key of Speak with Good Purpose because she always thinks carefully about the way that her words might affect her peers. She loves to build up her classmates by writing them positive notes. Overall, she is a wonderful example of what it means to speak with good purpose. Thank you, Leslie, for being here.
I've always known her to be someone who genuinely cares about others and wants the best for them. And this is why I have chosen MC as
All right. For room 108, this student was chosen because she understands what it means to speak with good purpose each and every day on Team Longsar. This student always has something kind to say, and she encourages others to do so as well. I am so proud of the choices you make every day, ever. All right, in room 109, our student of the month is the perfect example of speaking with good purpose. She does an excellent job using her social filter and using words that encourage her friends. I am so proud of you, Deanna. You always want to make others smile, and I appreciate how you always give compliments to your peers. When someone's having a bad day, you always try to make them smile by finding something positive about them. Thank you for being you, Brendan. This student was nominated for this month's Keys because he speaks with good purpose each and every day. He is such a positive role model in room 211, and we are so happy he was able to join our team mid-year. Thank you for being you, Amari.
Speaking with good purpose can be difficult at times, but for him, this seems to come naturally. Whether it's with his classmates or with his Bobcat buddy, he is always positive and understanding. Way to go, Heaven.
All right, speaking with good purpose requires thought and respectful word choices. Along with sharing his love of space and creative ideas, the student is kind and thoughtful in his choice of words to his friends and teachers. These are the reasons that we chose Pablo as our student of the month.
This student exemplifies speak with good purpose because she always has an encouraging word to share with her peers. She takes others' feelings into consideration and is such a positive influence on her classroom environment. This student is not only willing to participate in classroom discussions, but her contributions are always on topic as well. We are proud to nominate Natalia as Student of the Month for this key of Speak with Good Purpose. This second grade student always has. This second grade student always has a smile on her face and an encouraging word when someone's feeling down or struggling. She always speaks positively and respectfully. Fernanda, we will miss you and come on up. Student of the month, the CST team chose you for the key of Speak with Good Purpose because you are always polite, you're a good friend to others, and you welcome everyone into your classroom with your giant smile. You are always willing to use kind words when you're helping your friends and your teachers. Thank you for being such a kind-hearted Bobcat, Isaac Amy.
This student I have the pleasure of working with in Math Excel. He is always showing positive behavior, and this particular month he was speaking by using some positive words in our group. His words of encouragement always brought a smile to everyone's face. Great job with your attitude. I'm honoring Alex Frias.
our Student Month. I know there's lots of good things going on, I know there's lots of celebrations, and I know that it's a Friday afternoon after a long week. I get all of that, but we gotta make sure that we are focused on what's going on up here, because at times, sitting over there on the side, I can't hear what the teachers are saying. So we need to make sure that we are focused up here, we are not talking to our peers. If someone by you is talking, if you could kindly remember or remind them that they need to be quiet. And the other thing that I am going to ask, unless it is a true emergency that you need to use the restroom, we are staying put in the gym until we get dismissed. Okay? All right, very good. Here we go.
All right. In our room, speaking with good purpose is something this student doesn't even need to think about. She's complimenting other friends, sharing her thoughts and ideas, and helping others with kind words throughout the day. Keep being kind, Paige. We are so proud of you. All right, for Team Hopkins, this student has shown a tremendous amount of progress this year. He is always so kind and caring towards others, and he loves to make other students smile. He has become a role model in our class. Thank you for working so hard. Congratulations to Dominic. Okay, room 114. This student is kind and always helping with others naturally every day. She speaks with good purpose when sharing her ideas, complimenting and encouraging other teammates in our classroom. Keep up the great work, Abby.
Speaking with good purpose is something this student does with ease. She's not only tremendously supportive of her classmates, but shows the utmost respect to teachers and herself. Keep making each day magical, Julian.
In our classroom, we do daily gratefuls, where we recognize others. I know many of my students would agree with me when I say that we are grateful for this student. She knows amazing maturity in how she handles herself and in the way she interacts with others. She's definitely someone who chooses her words well and speaks kindly towards others. She adds a level of kindness to our room. Gabby.
Okay, I chose this student of the month for many reasons. You are always respectful, responsible, and safe, but your intention when you speak is always positive, and your words are sincere. You always think before you speak, but you also recognize the importance of, and the very difficult thing, to say nothing sometimes. You have been a wonderful addition to our classroom community. We are lucky to have you. Fabian, you are a role model to your peers, and I'm incredibly grateful to be your teacher.
All right, in room 204, there's a quote from Mother Teresa. She said, "Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless." The way we speak to our friends, ourselves, and families says a lot about our character, uplifting words, encouraging confirmations, and even
even just a hello can have a huge impact on someone's day. Natasha always considers the intention of her words and communicates directly. Natasha.
I'll be reading for Miss St. Peter since she's not here today. I nominated this student for Student of the Month because he does a great job at speaking with good purpose. He always uses kind words with his peers and teachers. Thanks for being such a great student. Uriel. Okay, I nominated my Student of the Month because she's always thoughtful about what she's going to say. She thinks about how what she's going to say affects those around her. And my Student of the Month is Harlan. Okay, I will be reading on behalf of Mrs. Dalton since she's not here today. This student chooses to encourage friends and demonstrate kindness throughout her day. She encourages friends to do their best and cheers them on during sign language class. Great job, Kiwan.
All right, our PE Student of the Month is someone who's always respectful, responsible, and safe. We've been working with speaking with good purpose, and it's always about considering the intention of the words that you use. This student does an outstanding job in PE class and by always thinking before they speak. Our Student of the Month is Maya D. Kindergarten? There she is.
Our student for library. This student is a great model for the speak with good purpose. He is kind, respectful, and always helpful to his teachers and classmates. We love his enthusiasm when he comes to the library. His smile brightens up the room. Congratulations, Leo, in room 102. Never
Okay, Bruce Patrol. Okay, this student is always respectful and agreeable when doing his job on patrol duty. It's been a crazy winter, and it hasn't been easy to do this job. We also noticed how nice and understanding he is with his little sister. Not always an easy task. Now, if I could only get him to wear his patrol vest, Ryan McGrew.
She speaks with kind words to her friends and herself. She even shows a growth mindset when completing her work. Keep up the amazing work, Maxine.
All right, lots of hard work, so let's give a big round of applause to everybody. And I'm actually going to call out Miss Stark. Miss Stark. Oh, I'm sorry. Just make your way up here so you're ready, but Mr. Navis, I need you.
So last month I sent out our Can Day calendar for a bunch of activities, and I received some today, so I'm gonna pick some winners for some fun prizes. Thank you for everyone who turned them in, and if you wish to get some cool prizes like that, in your mailboxes, and later this week, they will go home for our March, and our March calendar is all about eating healthy. So here are our winners. Our first winner is Emmett G. Come on down. Our second winner is Josie R. And our big prize winner of the hockey stick is Max in 109.
So you are interested in any of those prizes? The calendars are out. But I am going to turn it over to Stark to lead you in a little change.
Okay, so for this month, we're going to try something different. We're going to do the same song, but we're going to do it scuba diver style. So we're going to be underwater, so it'll look like this. I said a girl, chicken bird. Got it? So it's still back at me in 3, back at me in 2, and we're back at me in 1. We'll wait. So it's still going to be a repeat after me song. It's just we're doing it underwater style, okay? All right. I said a broom, chicken broom. I said a broom, chicken broom. I said a broom, chicka-racka, chicka-racka, chicken broom. Oh yeah. One more time. Clean our room. Mr. Bob.
Thank you very much for that new rendition. The winner this month for the broom is 109, Mrs. Rogers. Right, 3, 2. The winner of the Golden Plunger is second and third grade girls.
try that again. In 3, in 2, and in 1. So here's the thing, Mr. Bob, can you actually come back up here? So you all know, but Mr. Bob does not know, that we wanted to take some time to celebrate you. Miss B and Miss Evans both said that it has been a brutal winter and it is not over just yet. And so not only is it hard for you guys to be outside and you guys stay inside for recess, but the man behind all of the ways that we can come to school, the parking lot, the sidewalks, the path, is actually Mr. Bob. And so when you guys were off on all of those snow days, not yet, when you were all off, Mr. Bob actually was here taking care of the school for us, so we could come back once the weather warmed up and once the snow went away. So Mr. Bob, on behalf of all of the school, we all wrote you some thank you notes, and we just want to say thank you so much for all that you've done for us. I know it's not over, but we appreciate it. Really good notes, so that's going to be like all weekend reading, Mr. Bob. All for you. Okay? So enjoy it. We appreciate you. So continuing with our recognitions, if you received a stencil in the month of February, please stand up. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Blackwell Bobcats! Let's go Bobcats! Blackwell Bobcats! Thank you. So I'm going to call out Miss Herman and Miss Colton. They had a group of students go with them for something super exciting, and I want them to tell you a little bit more about what happened over the weekend.
All right, if I could have all of my friends that were part of our competition and part of our Ruth Goldberg Club, you want to come on up so we can congratulate you. But everyone, I want to tell you what the Ruth Goldberg Club is. This was a club, there was only 10 of us in the club. We got to create a machine that was, our task was to put a penny into a bank. So kind of like the game Mousetrap, where one thing leads to another, which leads to another, where the penny went into the bank. So this group of kids did an awesome job. On Saturday, we stayed there all day, and we got top 6 out of all of the elementary schools in District 54. So first, before we show the video, we want to show you what they did on the day of, during competition. They are going to present to you what their presentation was all about, and then we're going to show you the machine in action.
We are at Blackwell Elementary School. This is our Ruth Goldberg machine titled Tilted Toilet. We hope you enjoy. Here's our story. Mr. Potato Head has to go to a party to speak at Tilted Toilet, but the building he works at caught on fire. He forgets his lucky penny inside. Good thing firefighter Mickey puts out the fire. He then calls Detective Snoopy to help find the lucky penny inside. They find the penny in a short amount of time. Detective Snoopy calls his other toy friends so they can help get the penny back to Mr. Potato Head. All the other toys are trying to chip in. Firefighter Mickey gives the penny to Woody and Jessie, but oh no! They come to a river and can't cross in their car. Carter and Dragon come up with an idea. They create a bridge for the car to go across.
But it's too late. Woody and Jesse ram their car into a pile of books. The books fall down, so they throw the penny up to Mr. Scribbles, aka the crocodile, and he channels his inner Tarzan. It swings across the river and knocks down a cereal factory. The army men are trying to make sure that the rope is secure enough to hold Mr. Scribbles. The penny flies through the air and lands by Mr. Incredible. He picks it up and uses his super strength to throw it down the golf course where it gracefully falls into Mr. Potato Head's back pocket. The crowd goes wild. Mr. Potato Head finishes giving his speech about the many uses of potatoes. Once again, the toys have saved the day at Toad Toilet. Hooray!
So if you weren't watching closely, you almost didn't see it, but that is like months of work in the making, and they had to make sure that every piece was aligned for it to then move on to the next step and to the next step. So that is tons of hard work, and they're actually limited on the amount of students that they can have in that club. So there's only a small group that can work through this. So if that's something you're interested in, please make sure to talk to your teachers next year when this club comes up again. Just a quick reminder, we are talking all about relationships and conflict in our classrooms. As we move into this next month, we're going to be talking about conflict resolution. And that means, how do we solve the problems that we get into? And problems aren't always just with our peers. Our problems could be with our teachers, with our family members. So we have to talk about how we can start to make sure that we rebuild these relationships, because we don't want to be mad forever. That's no fun. How do we move forward? And also, we're going to focus on decision making and really focus on good decision making. And what goes into a good decision? It's not something that we make just like on the fly. It's a thoughtful decision that we take lots of information in to make a decision that will impact yourselves and the people around you positively. So that's what's coming next month in SEL, that time with your class. I'm going to turn it over to our PBIS leaders. They are going to be showing what our next key, the key of commitment, means.
This month is the key of commitment. You have to dedicate to what you said you would do. This applies both in school and at home.
Okay, class. Today I'll be working with a student. I want the rest of you to work on the project that's due tomorrow.
Hey, Abby, did you know that I have a volleyball game after school? Do you want to come? I can bring you.
Emily, you know I can't. I didn't finish the project and it's due tomorrow. I think you should finish it too. You were committed to finish the project this time.
I know, but I really need to practice for the game. Besides,
see, Emily wasn't going to finish her project, so she could practice volleyball instead. She knew she made a commitment to finishing this project. This is when Abby reminded her about her commitment. She knew she should finish it now and practice later. That is why being committed is always important here and later.
So as we move into the short month of March, that is what all of the teachers are going to be looking for, and all of the staff members, how you're showing commitment to the work that you are doing, but also how you're sharing what you're doing outside of school and being committed to that and bringing that into the school day. So we look forward to celebrating you guys at the end of the month. What we wanted to do before we leave, not only was, well, now we're moving into March, which is Happiness Month, but February was actually Black History Month, right? Yeah. And I know that every single one of you during your time in the library actually had the opportunity to learn about famous people in history that impacted our world. And actually, these were some of the people that you guys learned about. And also, many of the teachers, I'll wait, ladies and gentlemen, pulled books specifically, so you would be able to learn a little bit more over the month of February. But we know that this isn't the only time that we talk about it. It is constant throughout our entire school year and conversations we have both in and outside school. How do we celebrate just really impactful people within our world, both past, present, and then future? So we all know Martin Luther King, right? And he was somebody that really worked for equal rights for African American people, and he led that movement, and his big thing was peace, doing it in a peaceful way. Harriet Tubman, who knows Harriet Tubman? Raise your hand. A lot of you know Harriet Tubman. She was actually one of the most influential slaves that helped on the Underground Railroad to free other slaves. So very, very risky, very, very brave woman. How about Muhammad Ali? Right? Muhammad Ali, not only was he someone that was a very famous and very good professional boxer, but he, like Martin Luther King, was an advocate for equal rights for all people. How about Barack Obama? Yeah, all hands should be up for that one. Not only, put your hands down, not only was he a lawyer and someone that was advocating for people's rights, but his thing that was maybe one of the most famous things that he's done, he was our first African American president. So that is super great for the United States, and also very great for just where the world is going. And how about this one? Does anyone know Mae Jemison? Oh my goodness, okay, that's like half of you. I'm so proud of you guys. But she was the first African American woman to travel to space. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of whispers. You might have read about this, you might have heard about this, maybe we saw it in the library, yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. I highlighted a very few amount of people because I knew that I only had so much time with you. But I know that as you continue to have conversations within your class, we are going to celebrate everybody and everything that everybody brings to the table. So as you continue to work in the library and activities, and as you're reading, really focus on what do some of the people that you're reading about, especially in our informational text, how have they impacted us, and what can we take away from their lives, these people's lives, bravery, standing up for what's right, in a peaceful way. Our last one, the astronaut, taking risks, putting yourself out there, but all of these people paid attention in school. They tried their best. They stayed focused on their studies, but balanced it with other things. So we can learn a lot from these couple of people, but know that we do hope that you were able to learn some things in the month of February to celebrate Black History Month and some of our most influential people. Let's give them a round of applause. As we wrap up this assembly, and lots of good things happening, although Mrs. Sagan, maybe a Friday afternoon assembly, we're going to push pause on that for a little bit. Get you in the morning when you're still a little sleepy, but we are hoping that 100% of you, even though it says 98%, participates in some after-school event and a club or enrichment. And I'm going to put a plug in. I hope you're all listening. March 20th, International Happiness Day, 6 to 7 o'clock at night. All of the work that you guys are doing with Miss B and Miss Luskin to create your projects to turn Blackwell into the very first District 54 pop-up museum is going to happen at night. So who's going to be there? More